Over 100% ROI. Oh yeah, this seems like a good intro for a video. Welcome, my name is Joel. I'm from Puerto Rico, if you're guessing from my accent. So yeah, I'm a chemical engineer, been in the industry for about 15 years doing the only thing that I do best, it's process improvement regarding of the area. So I have worked around from the manufacturing all the way down to supply chain, commercials, um, you name it, all around. I have been in the pharmaceutical industry, medical device, aerospace, so I know my stuff. So, so why I ended up here talking about stocks, and this is the fun part. We were making a bet at work with my colleagues, so we were all well, been doing is just guessing how to do more improved about stocks, and we did pretty well actually. We started very small accounts. I mean, $500 only. So I was crushing it. I was making about 30% per week. So you can imagine, do the math. You can was a I was earning in 2 months about almost 15K, and that was pretty nice money. The problem is that it drains your brain. It eats your life. I have to tell you that whoever have done this and you have seen around the internet other people have doing this, it's painful. You've seen people saying, hey, I increased my account from £2 or 300 dollars, something like that, to 100 or something, 45 days, something like that. And you will see that there's claim that they will not do it again. It's very consuming. So I was doing pretty well, but as I mentioned it, I have to deal between trades and my work. So one of the things was failing, and I have to say, hey, we need to stop it. And unfortunately, that ended not too well. So now I have been the last maybe 8 9 months developing something that can help us or guide us to do something more easier, more meter for everybody, at least for me, to do stocks and trading without the complexity, um, the, with more diversification and everything that's needed to accomplish this. Uh, so this is one of the examples. So I want to guide you through what I have done. So maybe you will have some inputs. I can update my spreadsheet based on your inputs and grow here together. So let's have a very quick look about it. Um, this one, for example, this is the stock trader that I'm working on. This is for the SP 500 mostly. And it has here already 489 stocks to be evaluated. The beauty of this is a simulator. So I can make all the stocks going up, down, whatever I want to do. So it's automated, full automated, runs faster than machine learning with many others. So that's why I choose Excel over Python. That many people will say, "Hey, try to do Python." Yes, I know. The problem is this is faster for data input and faster for calculating what I needed. I made a custom algorithm that's called Pick and Valley because it gives me the more um, probable point where I should buy or sell stocks based on whatever I is my inputs here. So this is normal stuff about the MA, the days, the RSI. This is just normal stuff. Days to predict is basically how many days I wanna be make sure of what's gonna happen. Um, the closer 1 0, it's too much risk. So this evaluates the risk and gives me better approach based on this. And this is the initial. How many stocks I wanna initially buy from a certain stock, or I limit, which whatever is biggest is the biggest of those. From there, it just moves. So I can keep moving around and all these things changes. So you see, um, this is just for information. It's not something for you to see at all. Uh, it just rubbish. It's good data, but it's rubbish because you can only see one at a time. So the main idea here is to have many ones doing at a time. So if we see here, in this small area, it's what I want to really. I have my algorithm pick and value. That's the name I call it. But I'm gonna focus on this one, pick and value stop loss. So this one gives me the stop loss for that same product. Um, so I have my stop loss at 20%. So that means whenever a stock drops more than 20%, it will automatically sell and give me the warning. And the good point here is that I have a minimum. So this minimum here, it's what can be concerned as the uh, maths drawback per stock or trade that I do, and this is the maximum win. That's a probability. So if I change this from 3 to 2, it increases um, the minimum drawback because I'm more tight. So or even if you see I have more points also available, um, because that's what it does. It gives me more probability to buy and sell, so I have more repeatable. The numbers increase, it looks beautiful, but also the risk increases. So it's a trade-off between one or the other. At the end, um, so in essence, this is the main group. It has a huge calculator here, so I have everything, all the information that you see normally in a stock. So it goes up and up and up and up. It keeps go the way down to the side. These are the results. Is the same one that you saw a little preview there. The algorithm is my main secret, but the beauty of this, it's my simulator. Um, I have here all the stocks simulated with all the information that you saw, just tabulated, so I can really see what's happening. The ROI for this exercise, at least with that information, is over 100% yield, so that's pretty intense. So if for an exaggerating point I invest um, a big amount, maybe more than 1,000, I will earn more than 1,000. So the weird part here is that it doesn't matter really which stock you pick. It doesn't matter if the stock is going up, it's going down, sideways. Doesn't even care. It doesn't really even cares. It gave the most probability point for you to buy and to sell. So at the end of the all, the probability is this. I have about a 60% win rate, 40% loss. How that's in total, we're talking about 22,000 trades simulated for winnings, 14,898 losses. So that's a total of 37,000 stock trades that these things simulates based on the criteria that I provide. But the weird part here is that for the stock, LOL, 464 stocks are positive or give me some kind of gain. Only 6 of them were negative. So my win ratio for the stock picks, it's 98.7, and I'm not cherry picking. I'm just doing this, and the reason to do this is simple. We don't know how the stocks are gonna behave. We never do. We just guess. Maybe some information, but you can only as much do one or two, maybe four, five, tens in a moment. But the real deal is when you're really making money. It's when you have very high diversification. I have to tell you. So that's why I'm trying to do this, trying to share with you people and see if you have inputs, and we can elaborate more about this. Um, how this works, most of this it's already programmed within uh, the simulator. I can show you later in a video how I do this simulation, but it's very quick, very simple. Um, we don't have to burden ourselves working around it, so I just click here and simulate, and it just goes back with all the information and redo the whole thing. Doesn't take much, maybe a few minutes, um, and it keeps working around. It will eventually provide a number, but it's quicker than an algorithm. It's quicker than Python. I have to tell. I tried it before. So the main point here is that if you have your own strategy that you want to try and see how it simulates against all the odds, uh, we can work together, and we can provide it and do this for you to see how it works and how it compares to others. I have seen these people around doing this, implementing strategies for stock trading, and some of these are very great. Some others are not so good. Some other people charge for this. I don't think that this is necessarily good to charge for something like this. I mean, please, somebody with some Excel understanding can work this pretty nicely. So, at the end of the day, uh, this is what we do. This is the main point here. I would like your feedback. I would like your understanding, and see what we can do later. Please leave your comments. I will read them all, and provide my feedback also. So I'll wait for this to finish, and it takes longer because I'm doing two things in this another laptop. So I'm working in the video plus doing the simulation. It's pretty intense for this old laptop. So I think I just screwed this one. But I'll provide for the information, and do a little video on how to do uh, the simulation steps little by little, with smaller amount of data to analyze. So stay tuned. I will provide that later. Thanks. Finally finished. Yeah, it seems to be that laptop that's not the best. Um, but you've seen that it changed a little bit on the side. Um, the initial investment is almost the same, so what it does, it gives a lower percentage. However, if you see here, it made a lot of less trades, much less trades. The it makes a little more improvement here, um, regarding how many trades it does. So it's this is just a simulator, um, to see and understand how the investment works. So it's more for analyzing your strategy, see if it's profitable or not. So far it's profitable. It has way much more space for improvement. I have to tell. This is what I do daily. But for a start point, and build up something up from here, it's this is perfect. I mean, this is pretty good for me. Um, so I'm hoping that this works also for you and helps you in your quest for financial freedom. So that's also my goal. So I don't know. Leave me your comments below, and I can read through them, and we can discuss about it. So have a nice day, and it's close to the end of the year. So happy New Year if you don't see you until then. Bye bye.